Hey guys, wanting to show you a magic trick. Alright guys, of course there is no trick here. That's every Toyota owner's headache. The door checks get worn out over time. So instead of staying open, your door just swings shut. Today we are gonna fix that issue. I'll show you the whole process step by step using the front and rear doors as examples. Alright, here's what we'll need for today's job. A Phillips screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, a 10mm socket with an extension, pliers, a metal file, a drill with some sharp bits, a utility knife, a set of plastic trim tools, blue thread locker, silicone grease, a hammer, brake cleaner, sandpaper, a good pair of gloves, and special repair kit for the door checks. But before we start wrenching, make sure to disconnect the negative terminal on your 12 volts battery. Okay, we'll start with the front passenger door. First thing, remove this small plastic trim piece right next to the door handle. Gently pry it off using your plastic trim tool. There's another little plastic cover deeper inside that pocket. Pop that one off too. Now you will see two screws, one near the handle and one deep in the pocket. Grab your Phillips screwdriver and take both out. And once those are out, we can move on to the most nerve-wracking part, removing the door panel itself. Start from the bottom and work your way up, gently popping each clip around the edges. You'll feel and hear them releasing one by one. And remember, there are no clips along the top edge. When all the clips are free, lift the door panel upward to unlock it from the windowsill. But hold on, don't walk away yet. It's still connected by cables and wires. You will see two cables, one for the latch, one for the lock, and a few electrical connectors on the window switch and the door light. Disconnect everything carefully, and door panel is off. Take a look at all those clips, especially this red one here. I get there is a reason it's red. Here is a quick look at the window switch connector and the tiny plug for the door light. Now it's time to deal with the real troublemaker, the door check. You can see it right here, hidden behind this little plastic cover. It's bolted in with a 10mm bolt. Once that's out, we have access to the door check itself. It's held by two bolts on the door side and one on the car body. Start by removing the two bolts on the door panel. These come out pretty easily with your 10mm socket. Now the last bolt. That one's a bit tougher. It's on the car body and it's really tight. You can spray some WD-40 if you want, but honestly, it won't help much. It's locked in with blue thread locker. There we go. And here it is, the reason your doors will not stay open. Instead of buying a brand new one, I'll rebuild this one using a repair kit. Alright, we've got two weld points here that need to be drilled out. I go through a couple of drill bits, then finish it off with a file. Once the cover is open, carefully pull out the plastic pieces inside. Some of these might still come in handy later, so keep an eye on them. Always compare the old part with the new one. In my case, the differences are small, but they are there. Here are the detailed measurements of the old and new part. Using some sandpaper, a utility knife, and a file, I make a solid replacement for the worn out piece. I'm only swapping out one part for now. The other one is still about half good and should last a few more years. Next, smear the plastic parts with some silicone grease and pull them back into the housing, pressing the cover down. The cover can be secured easily with the pliers and a few taps with the hammer. And done! Our new old door check is ready to go back in place. Alright, time to put everything back together. Slide the door check back through the hole in the door. Start the two bolts on the door panel first. Then line up the one on the car body. Don't forget to drop a blue thread locker before tightening it down. Snug them up, but don't overdo it. Tight but not stripped. Now put the plastic cover back and secure it with a 10mm bolt. Time to bring our door panel home. Plug in the window switch and the door light connector. Reconnect the two cables. One for the handle, one for the lock. Make sure the white connector faces toward you. Lift the panel and hook into the top of the windowsill carefully. Don't scratch the paint. Press firmly around the edges until all the clips pop in. You should hear that satisfying click. Screw in the two bolts. one by the handle, one inside the pocket, and reinstall the trim covers. Smear a bit of silicone grease on the door check. Moment of truth. Beautiful. Holds perfectly at the first and second position. Front door, done. Alright, let's move on to the rear door. The procedure is very similar to the front, but there are some differences we need to pay attention to. First, we'll remove the plastic trim pieces using a plastic pry tool. Then we take out 2 screws using a Phillips screwdriver. Starting from the bottom, carefully pop out all the clips holding the door panel. Once the clips are released, lift the door panel upwards to free it from the top window sill. Next, disconnect the cables for the door handle and the lock. Then unplug the speaker connector and the window switch connector. Now the door panel is completely free. Let's take another close look at the clip locations on this panel. And here are the 2 electrical connectors which can be unplugged easily without any special tools. Returning to the rear door, we noted that unlike the front door, there is no access hole for removing the door check. So after removing the bolts holding the door check, we carefully peel back the plastic sheet and carefully pull out the door check. On a quick inspection, you can also see the weld points that need to be drilled out. After drilling, we will smooth them out with a file and hammer. Next, we remove the cover and take out the plastic parts inside the door check. These parts are slightly different from the new ones I have, so I'll need to do a little extra filing and trimming to make them fit. After that, clean everything from the old grease and debris. Now we insert the plastic parts into the door check housing, and then pressing the cover down firmly. The cover can be secured using pliers and a hammer. And that's it, everything is ready to be installed back in the door. Let's move to the door and slide back the rebuilt door check through the hidden opening. Start by loosely threading the 2 bolts on the door panel. The third bolt goes on the car body. Clean off any old thread locker, then apply a fresh drop of blue thread locker before tightening. Tighten all bolts carefully with a 10mm wrench, starting with the blue one. Press the plastic sheet back against the door. Now we bring the door panel back and reconnect the electrical connectors and the cables for the handle and lock. Double check that everything is plugged in correctly. The window switch connector, speaker connector, and all handle lock cables. Next, carefully slide the door panel down into the top window sill. Press firmly around the perimeter so all the clips snap in place. You should hear 8 clicks in total. Using the Phillips screwdriver, reinstall the 2 screws, one near the handle and one inside the armrest pocket. Immediately put the trim covers back on so they don't get lost. Finally, apply silicone grease to the door check. Let's do a test. And wow, I've got no words. So guys, doing an overhaul of the door checks is totally doable at home, and it saves you a bit of cash on service. The whole job took me about a day, but I'm really happy with the result. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.